Beamy late 20s, DD214 still warm. Key still works, apartment does too, barely. Fridge inventory, mustard, baking soda, air silence. Hums like tinnitus with rent. Search night shift jobs near me because sleep and I aren't on speaking terms. Listing, data center, remote hands, nights, full time. Must lift 50 paltabs and not panic. My two skills, perfect interview, is a hallway with a badge printer. Guy asks, "You okay with cold and alarms?" Said yes to worse. Start Monday, 2200. Arrive early because that's a disease now. Parking lot is a spaceship graveyard. Generators like steel whales. Inside is winter with LEDs. Air tastes like copper and paperwork. Rows of racks blink like 1,000 board cities. Meet the NOC wall, screens judging me. They issue badge, anti-static strap, and a warning about spinning fans. Don't feed the vending machine after midnight. Noted, first walkthrough. Sarak units roaring, raised floor breathing. Cable trays overhead like rib cages. Everything hums, including my brain. For once, the noise outside matches the noise inside. Feels almost honest. Shift lead appears with a thermos that probably outranks me. "I'm Jax," patch on hoodie says. Nothing. Eyes say ex-military. Handshake is audit compliant. "Rules," she says, pointing like a range officer. "Don't touch red tape. Don't argue with UPS. Don't assume labels are true. If it beeps twice, it's asking. If it screams, it's telling." We do tickets, reseat a NIC, swap a drive, babysit a stubborn KVM. Her call-outs are surgical. Left rails sulking, mind the ears. Don't lean on the blade. It bites. We talk in nouns, tray cage, sled cage again. Because cages are life here. Break at 0200 by the chiller. She drinks from a dented thermos, stares into a middle distance where audits come from. "Miss the clarity?" I ask because silence itches. "Miss the mission," she says, "not the meetings." Fair later, she tests me with a patch panel from hell. Color code? Whatever the last guy ignored. Half smile detected. Rare species, end of shift, she says. You showed up. That's 90% of nights. Feels like someone stamped approved on my forehead. Week 2, the building knows my footsteps. We move like forklift ballet, but with less diesel and more lawsuits. Jax times me on drive swaps. I time her snark accuracy. We build a ritual, coffee by the loading dock at 0313, because superstition. She tells me she used to babysit satellites. I tell her I used to babysit people who broke radios with feelings common language achieved. We count alarms like stars, give them names. That one's Screamy McFan fail. She chuckles exactly once, like a rare earth metal ticket comes in. Client wants more internet. We give them a second link and a prayer. On the way back, she stops by a dead rack. Guy who built this quit mid-cable, she says, voice thin as fibre. Meaning is layered like cable spaghetti. We both stare, say nothing. Two kinds of quiet again, heavy and useful. This one's useful. End of week, she steals my hoodie, because the Kirak is petty. I pretend not to notice, because pretending is also a ritual here. U7 Monday, alarms wake the dead, and our slack cooling hiccups on row G, temp climbs, like bad news. Jax, we're not panicking, we're prioritising. We crack tiles, build wind like wizards with airflow charts. I'm on ladder duty, she's summoning facilities with the voice fans. Scream, servers beg, lights strobe like a club for accountants. We yank non-critical loads, stage a rolling cooldown. My hands learn to move faster than my doubt. Jack's shoulders a stuck blanking panel, like it owes her money. Temp graph flirts with the line, backs off, row G, exhale detected. We sit on the floor edge, legs dangling into cold. Her thermos becomes a medal. Steam curls, shakes once in her grip, then stops. Didn't think I'd miss adrenaline, she says. I miss winning, I say. We just did rooftop after shift. Sky is a cold bruise. Generators purr like big cats that pay the electric bill. She says her lease is up soon. I nod at nothing. Commit to remembering the shape of her voice when she said it. Life sneaks in like dust under doors. We start exchanging tools and then playlists. She shows me a scar that a blade gave her. I show her the one a door did. We call it even. My truck coughs like a smoker. We fix it with zip ties, cursing, and 2 YouTube memories. Victory Burger at 0700 because the sun can cope. She gets a message during fries. Screenface X is engaged on a beach made of filters. She doesn't flinch, just tightens like a zip tie. We finish burgers in silence. That is heavy but survivable. Back at my place, I offer tools and coffee, not advice. She sits on the counter, steals my last clean mug. Not about him, she says. About being the old version of me in someone else's story. Write a new one, sir, I say, because obvious isn't always useless. We inventory my kitchen. Pasta, hope, salt, cook, like 2 people who used to eat MREs for personality. We watch a movie, neither of us can summarize later. She falls asleep mid-credit, elbow in my ribs like a paperweight. I throw a blanket, pretend the room wasn't empty yesterday. Forecast says storm, grid says, hold my beer. Power flickers, generators wake like krakens. NOC glows emergency red. Our faces look heroic by accident. We rotate diesel checks, babysit transfer switches, talk to the building like it's a stubborn friend. At 0400, the city goes dark beyond the fence. Our little cube of light becomes an island. Jax curls on the raised floor, hoodie over eyes, thermos as pillow. I sit guard on a pelican case like a medieval IT knight, she mumbles. You gonna bail if the sun comes back? Already here, I say. Morning limps in, Storm decides it's bored. We log the night in tidy bullet points that don't mention the part where my pulse matched the generator. RPM end of shift. Parking lot smells like wet ozone and victory. She hands me back the hoodie, then doesn't. I'm applying to a cert track, she says, trying to sound casual. I'll cover more coffee if you do, I answer, failing to be cool. She nods, files it under agreements we keep. We walk to the truck, rain starts again, softer this time. She stops halfway, water tracing her hair like static. You missed a spot, she says. Eyes steady, I ask. Where? She leans in, closes the gap, kiss, tastes like coffee, rain and 100 quiet shifts. No music, no speech, just a hum of generators and her breath against mine. City waking up looks like a reboot that worked. For once, so do we.